Hi, my name is Karen Alsop and I am a digital photographic artist. I went to Pembroke Secondary College many years ago and I'm 43 now, so it has been some time. Back when I was in school, when I was at secondary school, I knew I wanted to be a teacher and I knew I wanted to be an artist of some sort. I loved photography. My grandfather got me into photography when I was about 14 years old. I had a darkroom set up at home and I spent all of my time in the media department at school, in the darkroom at the time, developing photos and being creative. And when I was at school, I did subjects like art, music, photography, media, and I had to do maths and English and lit. And I managed to finish off my schooling and get the results that I wanted to get into university with the course that I wanted to go for, which was a Bachelor of Teaching combined with a Bachelor of Arts at Deakin University. I knew I wanted to get to the end of my degree and teach at a school. I wanted to teach music. I also wanted to run a graphic design business. So I worked towards all of this. Back when I was at school, I could never have imagined the type of work that I am doing now. What I do now is just something that did not even exist back then. The way that Photoshop has progressed is astounding. What I can do in Photoshop, and you'll see on screen the speed edit of some of the work that I do, turning animals into human-like characters. I could never have imagined doing that. Von Wong, I've been following him for many years and his projects are always incredible. It came up because Ben was going to be in Australia and we wanted to do another heart project, and so that idea of showing how both of us could make a difference through our art and through our photography, but in really different ways. Of life now, if that microsecond during my surgery didn't happen, I'd be out there jumping around at Mount York with my boy. All said and done, you've got to look at life, I suppose, as the stereotypical journey, and what's happened to me has happened to me. And even though I do have this wheelchair that's my mode of transport now, this cool stuff can still happen, and the beautiful stuff in my relationship with Hamish can still happen, and amazing experiences are still coming my way. There's so many different ways of making a difference, and just to find that and to go out there and do it. It might be personal projects here and there. It might be just finding someone that can help. That's the best gift, is to give to someone else. Back when I was at school, doing that kind of work mainly was restricted to the darkroom and dodging and burning in there with black and white film. Photoshop was just in its infancy and I played with it. I spent a little bit of time too in Mr. Blackwell's computer lab because I just loved the tech side of things. I also spent a little bit of time on the chats, which were very rudimentary at that time, chatting to my then boyfriend, now husband. Things have changed so much, but at the same time, they haven't really. I knew back then what I wanted to do and what I wanted to get into. I just didn't really know what would be possible. My catchphrase for my business is imagine the impossible, and that's what I do every day. So I get to create work, I sell my art, and I create for commercial clients. But one of the things that I love to do is to make a difference in someone's life. And one of the big things that I started 7 years ago is the Heart Project. And this is a volunteer organisation, and I have volunteers from around the world part of this, hundreds of them. Some of them editors, some of them photographers. And what we do is we go into hospitals all around the world with Santa Claus or with virtual Santa Claus, and we take photos of the sick children in the hospitals in front of a green screen studio, much like my studio behind me.
It's creating smiles, and we get lots of smiles. You know, I mean, there's lots of people around that they want this and they want that and they'd want to do this, and all these people want to do is get well. And, you know, that's the takeaway from that, is be happy with what you've got, really, because health is everything. If I could do it, click of the finger, they'd be healthy tomorrow. But if I can just give them a smile for the day, for an hour, for a minute, I can make someone have a smile on their face, a parent, you know, I've at least contributed something.
4 years ago, we had the idea to take Christmas photos in hospital because it's so hard, it's such a tough season. We thought if we can take Photoshop photography, bring it together and create magical Christmas scenes and surprise these kids. The joy and the excitement and just the response from the families and the kids was incredible. 4 years down the track, and now we've got teams all over the world. And then we have the editors from around the world composite them into incredible, magical Christmas scenes. We then get these images back to the families and they are astounded.
So Karen created a picture for Talia, and that was the first one for the Heart Project. That first image that Karen did of Talia, it's the number one thing I would grab from my house in an emergency. Like, it's one of those, that image means so much to me. And to have other families get that same gift, it's the best feeling. And to just keep doing that. All these families that, yeah.
It just brings them so much joy to have something special at Christmas time, when often all they see are the walls of the hospital. For the kids, they can't believe what happened. How did they end up in a magical Christmas land with Santa Claus?
I got involved because Karen is an excellent salesperson, and when she explained the mission behind Christmas Wish, and you know, she tells you what it's about, and then she shows you a video and shows you the reactions of these kids, and she talks about why it's important to those families to have these photos, and they're just, you can't put a price on that. It's incredible. So I had to be part of it.
This is part of the joy of what I do. And as I said, back when I was at school, I could never have imagined that this was possible. I just knew that I enjoyed art, I enjoyed teaching, I enjoyed photography, I enjoyed music, and I pursued those passions. And I tried to figure out what would fit in that scope of what it was that I enjoyed doing. And some of the other things that I'm doing right now are mind-boggling. I'm getting into that augmented reality space. I'm creating augmented reality with my art so that people can interact in a virtual way, in a three-dimensional way. The possibilities are endless. So what I want to encourage you all as you step out, the world is an incredible place, can be a scary place, but I really, really just want to encourage you to find your passion, to pursue that with everything that you've got, because when you are pursuing your passion, whether it's work-related, volunteer-related, family-related, whatever it is, you will succeed. You just need to find what it is. I want to remind you, what you see now, what's at your doorstep in terms of what you might do with your career, We have no idea what the future holds. Anything is possible. Take it 1 year at a time. Be open to the possibilities. Be open to the change and enjoy the journey. Congratulations on your accomplishments. Congratulations on getting to the end of it. And I wish you all the best for the future.